What's up, internet? Current 1776, and it is cold and windy today. So hopefully the wind's not going to be messing with the audio too much. You'll be able to get through this video without being aggravated with that. But today's video, I'm doing an install and review of Ghost Control's solar charged gate opener. So I built this gate right here with my son a couple weeks ago. We've let it hang. There's still a few things I need to do to it to make it perfectly right, but we're ready to put a gate opener system on it so that we don't have to open the gate manually. I did a lot of research on solar charged battery powered gate openers, mainly because I don't have power out here. And one day I'm probably going to do that, but right now it's just not in the near future. So a solar powered or solar charged battery powered system was the way I wanted to go. I did a lot of research, looked at a lot of different brands, and I just kept coming back to Ghost Controls. They seem to have the best reviews, the best warranty, the best price for what you're getting. And when I did call and ask questions and everything like that before I purchased, their customer service seems really, really good. So we're gonna put this thing together, see how it works. Maybe a month or two down the road, I'll do an update review on what I think about it as far as its performance and if I have any issues or anything like that. But this kit I got is a 2-leaf system or a 2-gate system. So I got 2 openers here. It comes with a battery box with 1 battery, the control box, and all necessary hardware to hook up to this. If you do have a tube gate or using like an agricultural type tube gate, you can get the kit that has the proper tube gate clamps to clamp to the gate. You can set this up to be a pull to open or a push to open system. So depending on which way you want your gate to open, you can set it up either way. It has the ability to, if it hits something, it will sense that and stop and return back to the other position. You have vacation modes where you can lock it down. You got party modes where you can set up your controller that I'll talk about here in a minute, so that if you got a bunch of people coming in for a get together or something and you don't want to give out codes, you can set it up where they can just push one button, it will open. Tons of accessories, tons of options that you can do with this. They also have a lifetime warranty on their gear assemblies here, which is really good compared to the competition, and up to 24-month warranty on any accessories that you add to your system. It came with 2 premium remotes for your vehicles, and this, the battery, and this, and I think that's all is in the kit, and then you add your accessories to it. So as far as accessories, I added another battery because of this system being a 2-gate system. I wanted to have dual batteries with a 30-watt solar panel here that will mount. I've got a wireless controller, the mount for that to mount it to a post, a vehicle sensor, so when you want to exit, you just drive up to where the sensor is, it'll sense it, open the gate. Extra remote, it's got all the necessary hardware. I bought some extra wire. You can buy it through them, but I just got some at the local hardware store in case I need to. I'm not 100% sure where I'm gonna put my solar panel, so I need some extra wire because I might run it on out a little ways. And that's pretty much it. So we're gonna put it together. I'm gonna show you putting it together, and we'll see how it works. This is your bracket that goes on your post. I got a 6x6 post right here, and then you can adjust this to where we need in the next step that we're going to go from there. As you can see, it's got oblong holes right here to help you with adjustment if you need to go side to side or whatever. So basically what we're going to do, it's recommended for your opener to be in the center of your gate versus at the bottom or the top. So we're going to find our center line level with the center of our fence right here. Mark that center line, put this at the center line, be sure it's level with a small level, and mark our holes to drill all the way through the post for our mounting bolts. Once you get your bracket mounted on, be sure it's level, obviously, when you tighten it down and everything. The way this is designed, you want to have a minimum of a 4-inch gap from the center of this hole here to the edge of your gate when you're at full open or 90 degrees where you want to be. So this is designed so that you can fine tune that. You can also slide this side to side if need be. And then once you find your spot, you're going to put this in to keep it in that position. So we want to be at least a minimum of 4 inches to the edge of your gate. So I'm at 4.5 right there. I'm going to be too close there, so I'm going to put it right there. That'll put me at 4.5 inches. And that's so that you got enough space for the body of the opener not to be hitting your gate. So we're going to go in a third hole. I'm going to leave that loose for now in case we have to do any other fine tuning. So I actually just realized I had the wrong bolts through here. These larger ones, as you can, I don't know if you noticed when I was doing it earlier, I didn't have a whole lot of thread right here, and I thought that was odd, but I kept going. I decided I should check it. And I had the wrong bolts in here. So there's larger bolts that go in through here. As you can see, I got more space. These were the ones I had in here. These are the smaller ones, are the ones that actually go through this part of the gate, the other bracket for the end of the arm. So no biggie. I just did one at a time, took this out, dropped the right one in, took the back one out, dropped the right one in, good to go. So now we're gonna mount the arm on here, check our clearances with the gate open, because I'm gonna pull to open, then we'll go on to the next step. I think the next step's mounting our boxes. One thing, if you're doing the double gate, one arm's got a shorter cable than the other arm. Obviously the one with the shorter cable needs to go on the side where your control boxes are going to go. And another tip, maybe don't do this on a day when it's really windy, because when you're trying to hold your gate open and do your measurements and all that, kind of pain in the butt. And just another tip, obviously you want to be sure that your gates freely swing. They're square. There's no binding or anything like that. You don't want to overwork the motors. So be sure your gates are freely swinging before you even start this process. All right, so next step says to mount your battery and control box. Ran through the strain relief. Just like that. Tuck it in. And I'll strap it. Alright, so batteries are hooked up. Now we're going to grab our first operator arm. Again, it's the one with the short cable because it's closest to the control box. Your pin assembly here, it's got a, I believe that's a nylon washer there. Just going to mount that on here. Nylon washer goes on the bottom. Run that in. All right. So now that we got the first operator arm mounted to the bracket, we're going to wire it up and make sure that it works. So we're going to jog it out, jog it in. That's going to tell us, number one, that the motor's good. Number two, that our connections are good, and all that thus far. If all that's good, then you just repeat the same processes on the other side, getting your bracket mounted, dig yourself a trench, put some conduit down to run your wire from that operator to here, and then test that as well, and then move on to mounting them to the gates. So I'm just going to hook these up right now. I'm not going to run it through the strain relief because I want to run both my operator arms in the same strain relief. So I'm just going to hook it up to verify that it works. And once I get the other operator arm wire over here, I'll run them both in together. So I'm going to go to the first operator section here. And it says right there, red, black, green, and white. You want to be sure that you don't push the insulation up too far to where you're just connecting in the insulation. So just be mindful of that. And white. So now up here, as you can see, you got a jog open button, first set, jog close button. So right now it's in the open position. So we're going to hit jog close. So you want to be sure your power's on. There's a switch down here on the bottom. Battery condition lights on. All right, so we're going to go jog closed. Here we go. So it runs out. I'm going to jog open. There we go, so it works. So far, so good. All right, so it's working, opening and closing. Bring it back to the full closed position. And now we're gonna dig a trench, and then we're gonna mount the other side and test it. All right, so we dug the trench to the other side, mounted the other gate operator, wired it up, confirmed that it works, and it does, so that's good. So now we're ready to attach the operators to the gates themselves. So what you want to do, if you have a tube gate, you'll have the tube connectors here, and it's just as easy as mounting it to the tube, clamping it down. With this style here, you need to get the arm level, have your gate at your desired open position, and find where you're going to go and mark your holes to drill. So now all we got to do is tighten those up and get a Band-Aid because I sliced my finger. Probably a good idea to wear gloves when you do this. Sometimes I like to bleed, so slice my thumb open. No biggie. The camera lady, Lila's running to get me something to put on this, and we'll continue. So we got the bracket on the other side, like this one. So now we're going to hook our opener to the gate, like that. Oop. All right, so now we're going to use our jog buttons. We're going to get the gates closed to where we want them to be and set it. So if you look right here, this is our first one. So we're going to jog it closed. Don't have any binding or anything, so it's good. You can fine tune it until you get it to where you want it to be. Check it out. gonna hit the first set. You hear the beep. They should set it closed position. They should set my closed position there. Right here is where you select to push or pull to open. Default is pull, that's what we're doing. You got your warning on and off. Right now it's on, that's the beep, so you can turn the beeping off if you like. Here's your force safety. And then here's your staging. So you can open the gate simultaneously with 2 gates, or the first gate opens first before the second, or the lead gate. And then it does the opposite to close because it's got like a plate you can put on there. So right now it's in the stagger position. So we're going to open it one more time so that you can see this, how it staggers. This gate here should start opening before the other gate. And then the inverse. So when we close, that one should start closing before this one. All right, so now I'm going to set the amount of time that it stays open before it auto closes. So you can do this up to 60 minutes, which is a long time, but I think we're going to go for 15 seconds. So here's how you do that. Right here we got a set auto close time. We're going to push it till it beeps. Start counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15. Push again. And that should have set it. So now all we got to do is mount our keypad, vary the vehicle sensor, and do the solar panel. And it's getting late, so hopefully we can get that done real quick. And then do some cable management. Might cut these so I don't have them all coiled up in the box, and then we'll strap these wires up right here. So overall, so far, I dig it. What's up, guys? So it's actually a week later than the beginning of this video. 2 reasons. One, it started getting dark and very windy. And I look back at the footage, I'm sorry about all the wind noise. Like, it was a horrible day to do it, but it is what it is, right? So other reason being, I wanted to hurry up and get my solar panel at least wired in and my exit sensor wired in so that I could get to charging the batteries. And then we had a full week of rain. So it is now a week later and everything's together minus burying the wire for the solar panel and the sensor. But I figured I'd give you guys an update, show you guys real quick again everything about the system. Overall, after a week of use, I am very pleased with the Ghost Controls gate openers. So what's really cool about it is, since we've had so much rain, obviously I haven't had a lot of sun. Well, a little bit of sun we did have. The battery stayed charged, the gate always opened, never had an issue with the battery, so that's a good sign. So even if you go a little time without good sunlight to your solar panel, your gate should still open fine. I haven't really had to adjust anything. Everything seemed to be going pretty good. So again, this is the, I believe it was the DP2 system, architectural system. So 2 gates. So here's the control panel. So this right here is my solar panel. I extended mine out. So this is just some wire that I got from hardware store, 16 gauge stranded. So it don't have red, so I just use white, no big deal. So this is going out and connected to my solar panel. I'll show you in a minute. If you are using normal power with the included transformer, you would plug that in here and not use solar. It would use power with a step down transformer to charge your batteries. Don't have both of these. You can't have both of them hooked up, either or, okay? So right now I'm running solar. Right here's where you can add more safeties, like they have sensors that you can put up
They go here, different hardwired inputs. So I've got my exit sensor. So this wire, this group, this wire is my exit sensor. What I do like about Ghost Controls is they think about little things that can be aggravating. So this 3-wire group that has to be together to go under the same terminal, they actually twist those for you and already have them soldered together, which is nice. So very simple, easy to hook up. Here's my wires from my first gate opener, your primary gate opener, and your secondary gate opener here. Here's where the battery connects. You got fuse here, 2 fuses here, which is nice. And then this here is your antenna. And it's simply a coax connection. So if you want to extend this, say, like if later on I want to extend it up and put it at the top of the pole up there, I can do that. I can just go to a hardware store, get your basic coax cable, plug it in there, run it up, and then plug this to the other end, strap it up. So that's nice too. Nice cover. What else is cool about it is you can lock it up. So you can just put a padlock on there for security reasons. And then again, here's the dual battery box. Comes with 1 battery. I bought the extra battery to go with it. And I'm running a 30-watt solar panel. It's already pre-wired for 2 batteries if you need it. So it's already got the extra pigtail added. If you're not using it, you just don't use it. And it's also fused as well, which is nice. And lockable. All right. So here's the 2 openers. So far, they have been hitting the mark every time where I want them to stop. Haven't had to readjust those. Easy to install, of course. I'm doing the pull to open, so my gate is opening into my property. If you want to do push to open, it's the same openers. You just have to order push to open brackets, which are longer than these. It extends it out, so it's able to make this angle here to push to open so that this doesn't hit your pole. So it's just a longer bracket. And then you just do the same setup, just opposite, right? So you're going to go from closed position to open to set it up instead of from open position to close to set it up. Thank the Lord they are finally scraping the road. And they started logging in there this week when it was raining too, so our road was destroyed, man. God. Again, you want to be sure if you got a 2-gate system where you're running over to your secondary opener, you want to run conduit to run your wire through to get across. Not only does it protect the wire, but in my opinion, the main reason is if you ever do have an issue, say I have an issue with that opener over there and contact Ghost Controls, everything gets straightened out, I get a new one on the way, I can pull the wire back through and I don't have to dig up everything again. So, and just so you know, I am going to put a box here and over there and run conduit up to the control box. But with the rain coming, I just took some liquid nail and sealed my pipe right there so I wouldn't get any rain in it. I'm glad I did, because we got like almost 6 inches of rain last few days. This here is your premium remote. They have a standard remote. This is the premium one. You can get a longer range with it, and you can open 2 gates. So you can set 1 gate to this button, a secondary gate to this button if you have more than 1 gate. Battery test feature, learn so you can learn multiple gates, and the party feature, which I'll show you here in a minute. So I got the audible alarm turned off because it's annoying to me. Push the button and it starts opening. So it's good and quiet. If I give it some pressure, it'll sense that, stop, and it'll back off. Mash the button again, it's going to go on close. Mash the button again so it's responsive. You don't have to wait for it to get in any particular position. You can set them up to open simultaneously. They're still going to close a little bit offset because there's a bracket that goes on the end that I haven't put on yet. I'm really not sure if I'm going to put it on. I may. So 15 seconds later, the gate closes. You can see this one starts closing first, and then this one, no matter if you're on simultaneous or not, it'll simultaneously open or staggered open. I got it set to open simultaneously. Is it simultaneously or simultaneously? Either way, they open at the same time. You get what I'm saying. So now the exit sensor. So I just got it wired up. The wire's not been buried yet, but the exit sensor is about, this one, the wired one, is about 55 foot of cable. You can see I did start my trench and then the rain came and filled it all up. So there's your sensor there, it's laying on the ground. It's fully sealed, so you don't have to worry about rain or water or muddy conditions or anything like that. You want to bury that about 12 inches deep, okay? So what it does is it's got a magnetic signal and it senses, you know, the steel of your vehicle. I got steel-toed boots on, so I'm gonna put my boot here next to it. And as you can see, the gate starts opening. That way you have guests that can exit and they don't have to, you know, do nothing but pull up the sensor and the gate will start opening. Also with ghost controls, you can set up, you can just put a post in the ground and you can put in a switch that looks much like a doorbell. A guest can come up, push the doorbell button and it'll open if you want to do that, a little bit cheaper route. They also have the wireless exit sensor, which is essentially the same thing. It's just no wire involved, but there is a piece that's going to stick up out of the ground for you to have battery access. So just be mindful of that if you're going to have an area where you may hit it with a lawnmower. You may have, you know, a wild UPS driver that might get off the driveway a little bit. I don't know. I just felt like I should go wired, just because of the traffic that comes through here and running tractor and lawnmowers and four-wheelers and golf carts and everything else the kids play around on. Or you can put a keypad, and then with the keypad you can set that to a party mode, that where all you gotta do is push one button and it'll exit, or push in a code and exit or whatever. So speaking of keypads, let's look at this one out here. So here's the keypad, really nice keypad. It illuminates when you push the buttons at night. 2 C batteries should last quite a good time. Program in a master code and then you can program in many other codes. So if you got friends that come over a lot, they can have their own code. Delivery people can have their own codes. Members of your families that don't have remotes can have their own code. Cool thing too about the ghost controls is the party mode feature. You hit party mode, push in your code, whatever that might be. I mean, everybody likes to party a little bit, right? You got a party going on. You don't want to have to worry about giving people codes or putting in new codes or whatever it is. Set it to party mode. When your guest pulls up, if they hit any number on there, the gate will open. Simple as that. Or you can set it to stay open, whatever you want to do. And that's wireless, so you ain't got to worry about running wires and digging a trench and doing all that. And last and certainly not least is your solar panel here. Again, this is the larger one. This is the 30-watt solar panel. Already got some bird poop on there. The key to the solar panel is just keeping it clean, right? So every now and then, wipe it down, make sure it's good and clean, and then you should have no worries about charging your batteries. Again, it's only like 12 foot of wire here. So that's how far my gate is. I've got trees all right here. I've got trees all down this side. So this seemed to be the best spot for me to put my solar panel. You can mount it to a 4x4 post, or it does also come with clamps. So if you want to do a round post, you have everything you need to attach it to a round post, but I opted to put it on a 4x4 post. I got plenty of those laying around the house. So I'm also gonna bury a line of conduit through here to run this wire in a box and everything to make it nice and neat, and weed eating around it and stuff like that. Don't have to worry about the wires. Ghost Controls has a lifetime warranty on their motor and gearbox and their opener arms here, which I think is really good. Up to, I believe it's 24 months for their accessories. They've got a lot of accessories. They've got a lot of options. You can buy them in stores. I've seen them at Agri Supply. I've seen them some Tractor Supplies, and I'm sure there's many others, but that's what I got around here. But I did call them directly because I wanted to be sure I was getting exactly what I needed, because I've never had a gate opener before. I've been wanting one for a long time and finally got one set up. So very helpful. You can call them up. You can say, hey, this is what I'm wanting. They'll give you suggestions. You can take it or leave it. They have multiple options for different things. You know, is it an architectural system, right? Are you going to push to open or pull to open? They ask you all those things, and they'll put you in the right direction to get the exact parts, the exact kit that you need and want. And here's the best part. It simply freaking works, y'all. It works. Like, I know I've only had it a week, but today, other than the first day I started installing it, today is the only sunny day we've had since then. The batteries have stayed charged. The gate openers have been working flawlessly. It's been pouring down rain all freaking week. They're great. They're quiet. It works. The settings are staying where they need to be. The end switches, like, you know, being closed, is staying where it needs to be. Everything's working, and I'm sure it's going to stay that way for quite some time. Of course, as long as you install it properly and you don't put it on too heavy a gate. Big solid gates that don't allow airflow through on windy days may be an issue for these. Call them up, ask them. You know, they're the professionals. They know everything there is to know about their product. Ghost Controls, check them out. If you're looking for a gate system, bang for the buck, ease of installation, I don't think you can beat it. So that's my installation and 1 week review, if you will, of my gate opener system. I really dig it. Now all I gotta do is start building the fence that I gotta build around this thing. I'm not looking forward to that. So as always, I appreciate you guys watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, comment down below. I'll put a link to Ghost Controls in here if you want to check them out and see what they offer, if you would like to install a gate opener system on your property. And I'll see you on the next video. Yeehaw.